much more natural compared to our previous one. And so do the other ones. So this, again, the process was just going to local operations and then going to local ops, turning on the sphere and using the constrained smooth along with the lap smooth. And you can use decimation as well, but I find the combination of constrained smoothing and lap smoothing tends to work pretty well. So we are now at the model stage. So as we mentioned in this workshop, we were going to work through the pipeline from images to model. And now that we've done that, we're actually going to go over to ParaView and show you what you can do with this model. So I'm just going to go and open up ParaView. All right, so before we move on to ParaView, actually, we will need to export this. So export this model. So we can export solid model. And we can export it. So just name it, keep the name, coronary model, copy. And then when we go to ParaView, we can just look for, actually, let me export this. And sometimes you want to just make sure that you remember the location of the model. So I guess in this case, I saved it here. Okay, so I'll just cancel that then. And I'm going to do a new share. And I'll show you what ParaView looks like. So ParaView is, it's also an open source software used for visualization. So in our case, we're going to use it so that we can save our model as a PNG image. So let's open up our model. So I'm going to find. So when you export it, the model from SimVascular, it should be a VTP file or something else that's supported by ParaView. So in our case, it's a VTP file. I'm going to export it in. So now you can click the eye so that it appears. And yeah, so at this point you can leave it as is, but on ParaView there's quite a few other functions. You can change the color maybe, or you can change the type of imaging. So if you want, instead you want the model face ID, this lets you change so that each of the vessels is sort of different color. And we'll go back to solid color. You can change how it appears. So if you want to see this instead of the surface, you want just an outline, or sorry, you want the points to show, or if you wanted a wireframe under representation, all of those options are there. So I'm going to go back to surface and say we want a different color. So we can go to edit color map, and select a different color. So when you want it to be, you can choose a blue color. And now we have our blue model. So there's other functions you can do here, but just for the basic preview, you can change the color and you can change the background too. And I'll show you how to do that. So right now we're just similar to SimVascular. There's also a pipeline on ParaView, and this is where we uploaded our file. So now we want to save this model as a PNG. Maybe you want to include this in a poster presentation or any scientific literature. You can click on File and screenshot. So this will save as a PNG image. So for example, if we want to, we can name it whatever we'd like. Maybe we'll just name it coronary model, as we did previously, and click. But before you do this, you just need to make sure that your model is located and the orientation is how you want it to look in your saved picture. So by that, I just mean that when I click OK, you have some options for image resolution, coloring. You can change the background to whichever one you'd like, and then click OK. So the image that saves is this display screen. So let's say that we made it really small. So then our PNG would include a lot of background and the model itself would not be very big. So that concludes our tutorial for today. And as a quick recap of what we've done just within the last few steps, I'll go back to SimVascular. We started with our model, we smoothed it, and then we exported the model and saved it, then moved to ParaView. We moved to ParaView, where we then made some, we made some edits. We made some edits to our model, just change the color, and then put it where we wanted it to be before taking our PNG. So thanks again for joining us, and if you have any questions at all, feel free to contact us or leave a question down in the comments.